You know, I really, really want to say that the great work that the California Association of Counties has done with the League of Cities as partners in preparing all these background materials. So I'm going to turn it over to the president of the counties, Vito Chiesa. Vito, you have the floor, and you've done some great job, works on all these issues with your staff, working with us on this issue. So I'll turn it over to you for your perspective as president of the California Association of Counties.
Well, thank you, and let me be the first to offer up good afternoon, Mr. Chair and fellow committee members. My name is Vito Chiesa. I am a Stanislaus County Supervisor, and I'm currently serving as President of the California State Association of Counties. Thank you for inviting me to participate in this important hearing. I'm very pleased to be here today on behalf of both CSAC and the League of California Cities to provide a local government perspective on statewide transportation funding solutions. Before I get going, I wanted to acknowledge something that Secretary Kelly had said. I couldn't agree with him more when he was talking about partnership, and it will take a comprehensive solution to fix this. I also agree that I need to pass on to the governor, thanking him for holding a special session on transportation, something that's so important for us. As you heard during the first panel, local governments and our partners have done exhaustive research in defining transportation funding needs. I'll remind you of the numbers that my colleague from San Jose provided you earlier this morning. Waiting just 5 years to invest in the local system adds $11 billion in unfunded needs and $21 billion over the next decade. It is clear we need to act soon to avoid higher costs to taxpayers. The problems are well known. The main reason is how we do make significant investments that will actually tackle these massive state and local shortfalls. In focus groups, voters have supported levying small revenue increases from multiple sources. The approach would promote fairness because everyone uses the transportation system differently. It would also avoid the sticker shock that would come from raising all of the revenue in one single source. Local governments agree with this logic, and CSAC and the League support a broad array of potential solutions similar to what's in Senator Bell's SB 16, including the increase in the diesel tax to compensate for the damage that heavy vehicles do to state and local roads, imposing vehicle registration fees and/or increasing the vehicle license fee with these new revenues dedicated to road and highway maintenance, imposing a fee to ensure that zero-emission vehicles contribute to road maintenance, an important consideration as the percentage of those vehicles in the overall fleet will continue to increase. More importantly, we support increasing the gasoline excise tax, which hasn't been adjusted in over 20 years. As you know, the average fuel economy of vehicles has increased, but the main reason the gas tax is worth less today is inflation and increases in construction cost. We should modernize our revenue options as electric and hybrid vehicles proliferate, but the gas tax is still the easiest way to quickly generate a significant amount of funding for roads and highways while we develop longer-term solutions. Vehicles vary in how much gas they use, but the gas tax serves as a relatively fair user fee. Those who drive more pay more. The way we use the new revenue is as important as the mechanisms we will use to raise it. Local governments support a fix-it-first approach. New funding should be overwhelmingly dedicated to maintenance. This is a proven approach that will reduce the cost of maintaining our transportation system over the long run. Voters also recognize that our existing facilities haven't been well maintained and support making maintenance a priority. New funding should also be shared equally between the state and local system. We have historically shared gas tax revenues between state and local transportation systems. Similarly, revenues generated at the local level are also shared and invested in the state highway system, local roads, and transit. This approach makes sense. People who pay the tax drive on both state and local facilities. They might not even know when they're traveling on a locally owned expressway or a state-owned surface road. People want a reliable roadway network that works for both local trips, including those taken on foot, bike, or transit, and long-distance or regional travel on state highways. We shouldn't reinvent the wheel in allocating basic maintenance money. Locals have historically received gas and sales tax revenues through direct subventions. Transparency and accountability for the use of new funding is warranted. Counties and cities adopt project lists at public hearings and provide extensive reports to the State Controller's Office regarding all revenues and expenditures. Nor should we forget the pavement management systems counties and cities use to make sure maintenance dollars are spent in the most effective way. Accordingly, local governments support accountability measures like the reports required for Proposition 1B, which will inform the public without imposing excessive administrative costs and project delays. Finally, we keep the confidence of voters. We must ensure that new revenues are dedicated to transportation uses. Voters have supported this approach time and time again, and any actions taken this year must continue to keep those promises. Cities and counties have the ability to quickly put hundreds of millions of dollars to work immediately on important maintenance and safety projects on the local system. We recognize the challenge of tackling the entire shortfall of nearly $8 billion, but with an investment of $3 billion a year over the next 10 years, we can make significant strides. $3 billion a year directed to cities and counties would bring roads into a good condition with a C grade. Without the investment, roads fall into the F grade. The funding shortfall grows by $21 billion, and a quarter of our roads will fall into the failed category. I appreciate the opportunity to talk to you today. CSAC and the League are ready to partner with you on these important issues and help you tackle. I wanted to say one comment because we earlier talked about self-help counties, and there's 20 self-help counties generating just short of $4 billion a year. The next 15 that are identified in Stanislaus County is one of them. We're considered aspiring counties, would generate about $300 million annually. So the hugest benefit, or the greatest benefit, is there. But Stanislaus County is going in 2016, November of 2016. It is a part of the funding solution. It is not the cure-all. We still need other revenue sources. And going back to SB 16, Senator Bell's bill, there's a 5% set aside as incentive. I think it's a great opportunity. I've been talking to people around the state who are in the aspiring category. Of course, they think it's fantastic as an incentive. And I look forward to, again, CSAC, on behalf of CSAC and the League of Cities, working with all of you to make this a success.
That's a different idea that nobody's ever put out there, but I thought, why not try to incentivize some of these aspiring counties to pass these sales taxes? Because that would be more of an incentive, and you think it would help the voters make their decision?
I do, and as we talked about the fiscal cliff of Prop 1B when they ran out of matching money, and you're talking about leveraging is a huge sales point to the folks. Here's a pot of money that can be leveraged directly by these aspiring counties. And I think it'll be great. I've talked to all my cities about it. Everyone thinks it's a great idea. And keeping it in the bill will be paramount for myself personally.
Okay, thank you.